You're getting old.
Dude, I am getting old.
So, I've been saving this one, if I'm honest. So, I'm with the one, the only, the legendary Nick Van Strydonk. So, I've kind of kept going through a few of the drivers that have been in the pits. This was like scheduled, but you didn't know it.
Okay.
So, but Nick is retiring tomorrow, which is unfortunate.
We're retiring tomorrow, man. It's been a hell of a ride. I mean, there's just more. There's more that I want to do. You know, this racing's been my life for 26 years. At January 1, it was 26 years, and I wanna go and do. I don't want to say normal things, but the stuff that like everybody does that we don't do. I want to start a family. We're gonna hopefully put up a barn this summer and get some animals. I mean, there's just more. I never pictured myself in this position, I guess, either. I always wanted to be like that jock, like, oh, you're gonna have to carry me off the sled in a very broken English accent. But it's, yeah, it hasn't hit yet, but I think tomorrow it will, you know, especially after hopefully we make the checkered flag. But it'll hit then. But like I said before, we're not gonna go anywhere. I mean, we're gonna show up. We'll probably come here in March, hang out, do the shenanigans that our team always seems to do. You know, and just have fun. I mean, it's racing is our family, so we're not gonna lose touch totally.
It's good. I'm happy for that.
But yeah, it's, you know, it's just time. Gosh, it's 26 years is a long time to do anything, let alone race.
And you're how old?
I'll be 30. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, man. I feel it. You know how hard we train and what it takes, but I don't heal like I used to. Yeah, I can't do what I used to do. I know that.
I hear you.
But I'm gonna miss it for sure. But it's one of those. It's just one of those deals. You got to do what you got to do.
Got it. Oh, that's great for you and Anna. And
that's the main thing. I want to spend time with my wife.
Yeah.
She's put up with me. She puts up with me all the time. You know, and I want to be home for her and hang out and have a good time and do the family bit.
Speaking of, oh, can I get her?
Is it? There it is.
There.
Yeah, I mean, she's put up with me doing this for 7 years, and now it's time to focus on what she wants to do and have a family, and that's kind of the big push. So
I'll make sure this included. Oh yeah.
We want babies. So,
there you go.
and I can't. I'm one that when I put my mind on something, it's 110%, and I can't divert my attention between two things. So it's got to be babies and family or racing, and it's going to be the family thing.
So you said you're going to build a barn for some animals, but you already have animals.
Yeah, we have 7 chickens, 10 ducks, a cat, and 2 dogs. 2 big dogs. Mini horses. Mini horses, yeah.
We got to spend the night at Nick's 2 or 3 years ago now?
I don't know if you guys slept, but you stayed at our house, yeah.
Oh, it's great. So at that point in time, Nick's house is pretty old. And it wasn't fully insulated? Is that a correct term?
It was insulated, just not well.
Not well.
We spent a lot of time and money this last year taking care of our house. So, long story short, it's the Van Strydonk original homestead.
Yes.
So my wife and I bought the family farm house back and have it back in the family, and it really hasn't been touched since.
Because that's where your dad grew up, right?
It is, yep. So my grandparents had a dairy farm. Being in Wisconsin, everybody had dairy farms. So they had a dairy farm. The barn is missing, but the house is still there. So fieldstone basement, you know, hand-hewn floor joists. I mean, and it's a big house, so it's just the 2 of us, the 2 dogs and the cat that go inside. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, It's 4 bedrooms, very large, and it takes a lot of heat. So between trying to heat it and maintain it, we like a cold house. 63 is about as warm as we like to get it in the winter.
I thought it was great because we just had like some big heavy blankets and I slept like a baby.
Yeah, see, right? You know, the nose is a little cold in the morning, but other than that, you just layer up on the blankets. And and you know, maybe a little snuggle to stay warm.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, you know, so I cheat that way. But no, I mean, you do what you can to afford what you want, and we've been putting quite a bit of money into the house to try and make the updates that it needs. And most of the repairs that we've made have been pretty major, some structural and foundation stuff, and then a lot of landscaping to try and shed water away from the house because we had a big water issue. So we finally got around to insulating, and now actually I think the thermostat stayed a little north of 63, but not by much. We could afford a little warmer house. So if you're ever in the area in the winter and need a place to stay, it is warmer now, and the stove is still gas, so if you need someone to light it, let me know.
Not Alexis.
No, she's not allowed to.
She turns it on, she's like, this isn't
it's
lighting.
not lighting, and I could smell gas in the living room. So we won't go there. We won't go there. The house is still there. That's all that matters. No paint was harmed in the lighting of the stove.
Right.
But
do you still have both of your World Championship sleds?
Yep.
That's cool.
That one's outside.
I thought that was the XCR.
The other one is in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yep.
Where's the Nick Van Strydonk museum going to be?
The race shop.
Race shop?
Yeah, so our race shop doubles his dad's timeout building. When mom needs her sanity, that's where he goes, and sometimes he goes there more than he should, but that's his place. So it's the race shop, big stalls, trailer gets pulled in, rigs dried and cleaned inside, and then in another room in the same building is our full-blown workshop with all the machining, and then there's a cold storage above the race shop, and on one half, and then on the other half is a bar that's not finished, but it'll be completely finished. We're gonna take one sled and do like the whole, build a table around it that's glass with lights, and then the bar top will have like pictures and epoxy over the top. It'll be our place to go on Tuesdays when we're not building race stuff anymore, to hang out and just, I mean, that's kind of what our team was founded on, was that family mentality. You know what it's like. And our team literally is family, so our family not leaving or going far from home, everybody's within like a 10-minute drive of the race shop, so we're gonna get together still and hang out, do cookouts, RCR, go for RCR rides and snowmobile rides, and
you'll actually be able to ride a trail sled around?
Well, I might take a year off. Yeah, risky. Yeah, I'm gonna do things that I gave up as a kid. You know, ice fishing, snowboarding. Ann and I have been together for 7 years now, and we snowboarded a lot, not together. And since we've been together, we've gone once, and it didn't end well. So we're gonna actually go and do stuff together now, which will be fun. I don't know about the ice fishing. She's a little leery on the ice, but we'll work on it. I keep trying to tell her that, when we were racing before the land tracks, it was nothing but lakes. And it was trailer to trailer to trailer to trailer with like 3 feet of ice, and only once did the trailers ever go swimming. So
were you at that DL race?
I was not. We were somewhere down south doing a Southern Kitty Cat race, I think.
Yeah, we weren't. We were on our way there because they had a kitty cat.
We heard about it. I mean, we got the phone call. Did you hear about the trailers? No.
That was crazy.
Yeah. No. Memories, man.
Yeah.
Could almost write a book. We should.
You should.
We should.
You should.
Not that we need it published or anything. I don't know. It'd be like you need an ID to buy this. It'd be like you'd have like the liquor and tobacco, and then the TNN racing storybook.
Yeah. I'm sure Larry Preston would help you.
I'm sure he would.
Yes.
I'm sure.
There you go.
job.
Okay, so this wasn't supposed to be like me kind of interviewing you, but it's kind of what it's turning into, and I kind of like it.
That's okay.
What do you think is your biggest accomplishment over your career, besides winning CPDC tomorrow?
You know, it always used to be, besides, well, we need to finish first. It always used to be the World Championship wins, you know, because that's what like everything is always revolved around,
right.
You know, and it still has up until this last week. I got so many messages from old kitty cat racing like dads and people I raced against, and like people that work at the tracks that we've been at, like just as like congratulations on everything, like. But the one thing that remained constant, whether it was, you know, like the Facebook messages or just in person or phone calls or texts, the one thing that has always stuck out is everybody's like, you've done such a good job with the kids and like promoting the sport and you know, the role model that I want to, I guess that's what I'm most proud of, is our team has always been that team that people come to for parts, they come to for advice, welding. Like our team has always been that one team that everybody kind of is like, hey, we need this, or hey, thanks for doing that. And without even thinking about it until it's been pointed out so many times recently, that's, you know, that's what I wanted my legacy. As a kid, I wanted to be that adult racer. You know, as a 7-year-old looking up at PJ or, you know, Shock, I guess. I mean, those were the people I idolized, kitty cat racing, and I always wanted to be that adult that kids would look at and say, I want to be just like Nick, or I want to be, you know, I wanted to be that positive role model, and I think we may have accomplished that.
Yeah, I think you did.
You know, and that's,
might have crushed that one.
you know, and I mean, we got 2 world championships, and I wouldn't wish anything else for the team because I know that's what they work for. But I think the role model is going to last longer. You know what I mean? Because that's a generational thing. Like, the kids are going to get old, and I'm hoping that there's a giant swing in ice oval racing, because I think it is kind of gaining traction. It's still going to take a lot of work, but once the kids that are racing kitty cats or juniors now get old enough to run Pro Light and Champ and have that attitude of that positive role model and wanting to be their own version of what a role model needs to be, and you get more of that in the sport, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to create a lot of positive vibes, and people are going to take notice and be like, man, that ice oval stuff is really cool. Everybody's like all on the same page, and I think it's gonna work. Agreed.
No, I think you made a really good point, because like as me growing up watching, you know, because I was a Wandershot guy and a wall guy, and as I got older I got to know who Nick Van Strydonk was, and like
that guy.
a little bit maybe more off the track, you know, as a junior driver you always kind of look up to the pro guys like they're celebrities, which in fact we're just normal guys.
Yeah, man, I mean, we still go to work.
Yep.
You know, and we have homes and still have to put gas in our car. You know, I don't know about you, but I think the most common question I get asked is, you guys must make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
And my response is always, the fastest way to make $1 million snowmobile racing is to start with 2. Because that's what it is. I mean, it's not NASCAR, it's not Supercross or motocross. You know, and part of the rules change this year was to try and get that cost from here to something that's manageable for most teams.
Yep.
And I think it's working. It's early, but the cool thing, one of the very first things that I noticed in December here was that the racing was really tight, really close. You know, a lot of that was because teams were, you know, for us it was hard to go back to stock because we had always worked with mod.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, guys that have run Pro Light for a couple of years kind of, I think, have a better grasp with that. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but the racing was close, and I mean, even again today, it's dicing back and forth. The track really wasn't, you know, and I guess the crew that worked at the track today, hats off to them.
Yep.
They did a lot more than any other track that I know of as far as maintaining it throughout the day.
Well, they tried. Like, we asked, you know, that turn 2 was pretty bad as far as like having a puddle.
Could have ice fished, well, open water fished to get the spinners out.
So they took the time. They were out there with an ice auger, drilling holes, had some pumps, just trying to get the water to roll off. And we all knew that if we could get it to dark, that there would be a good chance that the ice would hard over and we'd be fine. And there was a bobcat out there. There was, like I said, guys
2 graders, 3 brooms,
so,
the auger, and I think they had like 3 sump pumps going within like a 30-yard section. I mean, it was impressive. And after they got everything kind of channeled and dug, I saw a guy out there with a fireman's axe just hacking at the ice, trying to make a tunnel or a groove for it to follow. Yeah, as soon as the sun went down, man, the water did not come back on the track. So hats off to them guys.
Well, where I was trying to go with that role model thing is that it's, you know, looking up to guys like you and seeing how good you are. And you guys were always a part of like the kitty cat stuff, I think, more than we were, because you guys built chassis and you guys were a little more of an outlet for that. Where I always wanted to be a part of you know, or trying to be a role model, and you know, I think you kind of inspired me to do that. Now I get to do stuff with my kids group, which, you know, we did the Learn to Ride clinic this winter, and just being there for those guys I think is a lot of fun and really cool.
Yeah.
And I think that stems from you.
You know, and thanks, man. I mean, it means a lot, but at the same time, I think, and I said it in other interviews recently, that as a professional snowmobile racer, when you reach the level of qualifying or running the Pro Champ class, I think you have a responsibility as a driver in that category and with that caliber of crew and racing style and what you're doing. You're obligated to help the youth and help those that are struggling.
Right.
Because,
and I think on our end too, where it's like, we were talking, we're just normal guys, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
we're not.
we're open to help.
Yeah.
We're
here to have fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
that's the thing is most people don't realize that we do this because it's fun. Well, it's supposed to be. So when a day goes bad, it's still fun, you know, but it gets depressing sometimes.
It can be tough.
Like, for us today, man, we struggled all day. The F3, we had a little glimmer of hope. Finally, the thing was like awesome, and the bear was tame for a while.
Don't you mean the whale?
Well, the whale, yeah. Save the whales. Shamu was tame for a while. She was free for a while. But no, I mean, that's, at the end of the day, we race to have fun and put on a show for the fans. And dude, there was a lot of people here today. At the beginning of the day, man, the stand was full, all the way around the track was full, the bleachers in the pits were full, the hot boxes were full, the backstretch where the kids race was full. That was cool. I think it's the most people I've ever seen at a CPTC race ever. And I've been coming up here since 2004.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
One of my first memories of you was we were here back in 09. 09 was a good year for you guys.
Yeah, that was a really good year.
So I remember I was standing on the, like in turn 4 on the grandstands, and I was just standing there, and then a bunch of your crew guys came up, and it was, I'm pretty sure it was Bo.
Yep. He was racing then.
Yep, but he was standing there next to me, and you guys all took off. Nick had the whole shot, and then like your guys just went berserk, and then it was dead silent for the rest of the race. Just like, come on. I can't remember who was behind you, but somebody was hounding you. But that was cool when you brought that home.
Yeah, that, you know, very seldom do we get whole shots.
Yes.
You know, we were never known to be the whole shot team ever. It was always the going into corner 1, 6th, or 5th, or 8th, and having to fight every single lap to get to the front.
Yep.
I don't miss that.
No.
It was a good show, but I don't miss it.
Really honed your driving skill.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
Bet $1. Actually, so we had a bet this year with Jim, my Uncle Jim, and Ironwood. I don't know how it started. I think it was in the F3s because there's so much torque. You can't get them to hook up. Like, if it hooks up, like, you just used one of your 3 wishes out of the genie bottle. And we had a horrible hole shot Saturday, I think in the first heat in F3. And we were still like green to this whole stock snowcross sled thing. And we ended up, like, some of the Myra guys were there, so we ended up picking a couple of guys off, and like really, the sled was really running good, which blew my mind, because like, we just started it and went racing. We didn't do anything to it other than build it. And I come in the trailer, and Jim goes, man, that's the Nick that I remember, the Nick that always used to pass people, or something along those lines. I'm like, maybe we should do like a passing bonus, like for every pass. I get some sort of dollar amount, you know, some incentive to actually pass people. And he goes, yeah, we'll do $1. Well, then all the guys got all mad. $1? You cheap, you know, you cheap fella, you.
I can bleep stuff out. You can.
Yeah. Cheap Jim, you know. So there, how's that?
That's good.
So well, I think one of the guys ended up saying $10 a pass. Well, by the end of the day on Saturday, he owed me like 60 bucks. And because then it transferred to Champ as well.
Yeah.
And we did quite a bit of passing in Ironwood on Saturday. And then it carried into Sunday, and it kind of went downhill. I think I came out of that weekend still receiving $10 from somebody. But it's kind of been a joke all season long. You know, it took a while to get comfortable on the sled this year for some reason. Here, it felt good. Ironwood, it felt good. But Eagle, it got off. I don't know what happened. You know, it just kind of went away from us. And then after that accident in Valcourt, something just clicked where it was like, man, just getting on the sled, and I don't know if it was the position or just like going through the bales and going, oh man, that didn't hurt nearly as much as I remember it ever hurting. You know, like the mental game, I don't know. I can't explain it, but ever since that, like Eganville, man, dicing and running close to guys, and then Eagle River last weekend, same thing, just like comfortable, calm. I don't know. It's just been a real flip for me driving, anyways, after that accident. So I kind of feel, everybody says the old Nick, and I don't know why. Maybe the younger Nick, the less like old Nick, the less like old man I am. I don't know, but
you are an old man.
I know. For the sport, I am.
No. Jacques retired when he was almost 60.
Jacques' a different breed.
I don't think he's actually announced his retirement. There's a good chance that he could just show up one day.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck with that. Don't pass on the outside. And word of wisdom for Jacques, never pass on the outside.
Dustin said.
Yeah. Anybody that's ever raced against Jacques will say that. Ask Mike. Cool.
Michael.
Ask Cool. Yeah, I bet you he says the same thing. But no, it's, you know, this year's been fun. The closer we've gotten to tomorrow, the more fun I've had driving.
Good.
Like today, I had a blast. Like, I was soaked. Everybody got wet. Everybody was cold. But I came in a bunch today, and I'm like, you know what? That was fun. Like, the track was really shitty, but I had fun, like dicing with guys and running lines and getting sprayed. Yep. I mean, I don't know, it's just maxed out the
we maxed out
the timer.
That's okay, we can keep hitting record.
Alright.
Go ahead. I can let you go too.
I ain't got anywhere to go. I mean, I gotta dry my stuff out at some point, but
me too. I'm still in my
I had to take mine off, man. My feet were not doing so hot. Nah, they were wet. They're still wet. I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna dry out until like next month. But no, I'm gonna miss it for sure. I do plan, if things work the way that I'd like them to, I do plan on working at Eagle River and doing that side of it, because I still think that would be cool. Like, to leave totally, like some guys have, I can't. I have to do a couple of events at least, just to stay in touch.
Yep.
And I really want to, like, we proposed to USSA quite a few years ago doing a driver mentorship program.
Yep.
Where a champ team gets a junior team for a weekend. That would be a huge bonus to the sport. So if we decide to get something like that going, you know, that's an area that I've kind of envisioned in my head. But I've also envisioned doing whether it's with Polaris or just with ovals, I really want to do a driver fitness clinic. Like take 2 or 3 drivers, maybe 2 from oval, 2 from snowcross, cross country, something like that. And not that I'm like a genius with it, but I think that the way that I train is well enough to suit multiple different divisions of snowmobile racing and teach what I know, dieting, exercise, mental health, the whole, because it's a whole, in my opinion, it's a whole circle that needs to be done well if you want to be a champion. So that's what I want to do. Just stay in touch with the sport.
Yep.
I don't think
you guys could leave.
I know 100%. Alan can't leave, and most of the guys down there actually can't leave. They live for this.
It'll be interesting.
They live for this. So
what Alan does.
He's gonna relax, I think.
That'd be good. That'd be good for me.
Yeah. No, blood pressure down, less red. We'll keep him out of everybody else's hair at home, you know, so the track officials don't have to get yelled at. No, it's gonna be good for everybody, I think.
Good.
I think so. They're all looking.
They are all looking.
Oh, we'll close the doors. They're done.
They're done. We can be too.
It don't matter. All right, man. Appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow.
Good luck to you too.
Thank you. We're gonna need it. We're gonna try and keep a belt on it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's always something.
It's always something.
It's always something. It's sport.
It is.
Oh well.
It is.
We'll come back hungry tomorrow. Do better.
I am hungry.
I had a sandwich. We had Arby's.
Ooh.
We brought Arby's up.
Did you?
Yeah, some roast beef.
I wonder how fast Jimmy John's can get here. Because it's freaky fast.
It is. It is freaky fast. I don't. Winnipeg is probably the closest Jimmy John's.
Are there any in Canada? I should probably know that.
Yeah, you should. You're gonna want to edit that out.
I'm gonna want to edit that out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just keep it in there for the fun.
You could.
All right.
All right, boss.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
I've loved racing you all these years.
No problem.
I was gonna say earlier that we used to be the ones with really bad hole shots, and then Nick had just a slightly better one. And I learned a lot following Nick through the pack and passing.
No.
And I did. As much as if he wants to deny it, that's fine. But I did. So I appreciate it. And he helped me a little bit to get into Polaris, which is cool. And
yeah. Well, we want the best, so Polaris deserves the best.
and they've got it with you. So
Nah, you man.
all right.
See
Thanks,
you now.
man.